You can have hustle, but you might not have the vision. And that's just like, that's what it is. Like, that's God's gift.
Shout out to Faucet Failure. This has been Faucet Failure X Rush Hour.
To the point where like they're just like hating. It's like, I'm doing something right. Yeah, I mean, like if everyone was gassing it, then it'd be like, all right, like, cool. But y'all are gonna forget about me in like a few weeks.
My team alone dresses better than anyone in the city. This is an intern. What's up, it's Amar. I'm here in Sydney with Faucet Failure. Let's take a look into my life. Yeah, man.
Why they pulling up one day and even get that? 10 bad bitches at school getting nasty. We ain't fucking with your bro, bitches just like hazards. I was really green when I get it, it's a habit. I ain't never had shit, now I put it all on. Fucking with a bad bitch, know my money man. She be just on saying shit, tell her get the drugs on. Hey baby, you can go on.
I'm from Brisbane. I've lived in Brisbane like my whole life. Yeah, I'm just a kid trying to make music, for real. Like, yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. I enjoy my craft. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy all aspects of it. Like, I love fashion. I love everything to do with music. So, yeah.
Has it been music since birth? Is that all you wanted to do?
I don't know. I didn't really take it serious. I was always around music, like a lot. My dad played the piano, my mom sang. So like we always had like mics around, pianos around, like everything. So I guess like I kind of adapted like growing up. But like getting into my teenage years, like I just wanted to do dumb shit. Like I just wanted to, you know, like buy clothes, do this, do that, like, you know. But yeah, eventually like I found music again, and yeah, it's been moving ever since. I feel as if I live a very crazy, like chaotic life. So it's pretty easy to like speak about, you know, what happens in my music. But of course, like, you know, me having that one-on-one conversation with someone is very different to me meeting someone like at a show, or do you know what I mean? Like on set. So it's like, yeah, I guess you could say there's a divide, but at the end of the day, like I always try to make sure that I'm true to myself.
Real life influences kind of influence your music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's better, yeah.
You could tell me the BPM,
Huh?
I said you could tell me the BPM, cause I knew that.
That was just the wrong BPM. It was on 120, so it's slowed it down here.
Right,
So.
yeah. See, he wouldn't have known that.
No, I did.
See,
The minute I heard it, I was like, nah,
Ableton.
something's wrong.
I don't know how to use Ableton, so I don't claim nothing to do with Ableton.
Yeah,
Nah,
FL.
but
I don't know, I'm Logic.
Logic?
the thing is,
Yeah,
with
we got
Logic,
Logic. We got Logic.
yeah, you
Right,
should have
okay.
opened up Logic.
We could have opened up Logic. Yeah.
Oh, it was already on it.
Nah, it's calm. It's because Ableton looks like more comfy, yeah.
professional.
Word. Ableton looks way more
Logic
like.
looks like garage
Word. Mom. Everything about Logic looks bogus ass.
Nah, it is, bro.
Logic looks free, bro. Ableton looks like, nah, like, you need a degree.
How much is Ableton? Isn't Logic more expensive than Ableton?
Nah, did you know that you can airdrop Logic onto other Macs now?
Yeah.
Word, for
Yeah,
free.
That's
yeah, for
fucked.
free. So anyone that's got it already can just airdrop it to someone else, and they can have it. Yeah, like
That's
someone
mad.
airdropped it to me.
Word,
I didn't
and it
pay
just
for it.
runs smoothly.
Yeah, it just runs the same.
That's what I did with Microsoft Word and shit when I was in high school.
Word.
Yeah, I wasn't
Surely
burned.
not that, bro.
Bro, what the hell? That shit cost an arm and a leg, cuz.
You get it for free in school, word.
Nah, they never gave me one because I didn't return the laptop back. I didn't return one of the laptop back. I lost it.
Yeah,
I was in high school. I don't know no better.
You ever done a bro?
Bro, it's filming right now. Just play the song.
Oh, shit.
Play the
I
song.
see it on TikTok.
Go ahead, producer.
Alright, ready?
This is what I'm trying to drop next.
Sex tatted on my body, thought I crossed the line.
Okay, let's talk about style. What do you wear to feel more like yourself, or like what style do you kind of gravitate towards?
I feel like there's not really like a style exactly. I think what I think is fire, like I'm gonna put on, you know? And a lot of people, like, either they don't understand it or they don't fuck with it, you know, especially like growing up where we grew up, it's a lot of like, you know, like tech fleece, regular, like we're just wearing some bogus shit, like some bullshit, you know? And it's like, it's different and it's odd to like experiment, even down to like wearing the baggy jeans. It was like, whoa, you know? Cause I feel like even in Australia, like everyone's really like just honed in on Australia. Like no one wants to take influence from like New York or, you know, Paris or like these cities and these places with like so much influence on the culture. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, I've never really been like a tech fleece kind of guy. Like, I don't know, it's just not for me personally, you know? But yeah, I feel like style is very important in my day to day.
You take influence from other places outside of Australia and kind of bring that into your own style and your own
100%.
music.
Yeah.
You've been to America, I saw. Is there any experiences from there that you kind of influenced your style, whether it be fashion or music?
I feel like not all the way style. I'm still dressing pretty similar, and like I feel like what I was wearing though over there is very like it's not as frowned upon, rather than like wearing that in Australia. But in terms of like music, it's way different in LA to Australia. Like I feel like everyone has the same goal, you know? So it's just like everyone's trying to get the same thing. You might meet some funny characters like along the way, but at the end of the day, like everyone wants the same thing. And everyone's real like accepting to like good music. It's not as like, it's nowhere near as like cliquey and shit like over there than it is here.
Do you wish the Australian music industry was more like what you saw over in America?
100%. I feel like the Australian music industry right now in the state that it's in is like some bullshit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, it's a lot of like indie and like they're really scared to push certain boundaries and they're trying to replicate like certain artists instead of understanding like, yo, like if this is different, then that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like look into it, like keep an eye on it. I know like hella talented artists from here that are on the back end of so much shit because like of where they live. Do you know what I mean? Like it's real hard to get out of Australia. So I feel like, for me at least, like I've come to the decision that like my music's not as digestible here than it would be in the States, than it would be in the UK, than it would be in like these individual countries. I feel like the Australian music industry is very like sheep-like, to the point where like they stick to what they know, and if some works, they're gonna try it again and try it again and try it again. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day.
How do you kind of pave your own way, or how do you try to pave your own way in the industry?
I feel like you can't force that. Like you can't force paving your own way into the industry. You look at people like Thug and you look at people like Weezy and shit, and they never really like sat in the box. They never let anyone tell them what's right and what's wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel as if even artists in Australia will hear some and see that it's doing well and try to replicate it, rather than like trying to create something new and then cracking out of here with that. So it's like, it's real like, yeah, it's a real sticky situation. Obviously like my sound is very standoutish, and it can influence like the newer generation of artists. But at the end of the day, like I'm young like myself, you know, and I'm still learning. And although I've been doing music for a minute, like I just turned 20. So it's like shit might change over the years. But as of right now, I feel like I'm really just like sticking to what I know, sticking to what I'm good at, you know, and like trying to bring something to the table that hasn't been brought yet. You know what I mean?
Do you find that you're doing that more now with your recent stuff rather than your old stuff? Like, what's been the process of evolution?
Yeah, 1,000%. It's crazy. Like, obviously growing up and like when my team was so strong, like off the easy. So it's like being the youngest, I was told what to do a lot and like, you know, told what they know. And I listened because obviously like I'm young, like I don't know the industry as well, you know? And yeah, so I was like, I do whatever I was like told to do in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Even if it wasn't like what I wanted to be making. But yeah, it all kind of changed randomly, to be honest. Cause I was making like the melodic shit, but then I got into like the whole like hard hip hop shit, like all that boom bap shit. And then it transitioned back into like what I wanted to make, you know? And I feel like now that I'm older, I understand that if anyone has their ear to what people want to hear, it's me. You know what I mean? Like I'm the one on the social medias. I'm the one like scrolling TikTok. Like I'm seeing everything happen. I'm seeing what's blowing up, like what people want to hear. You know, it's a whole new generation, and like I feel like a lot of people need to understand that. Like you're not gonna get away with making boom bap no more, just because like music has like evolutions, and that's just not how it works anymore.
Is that how you would describe your sound, kind of like hip hop, that kind of stuff?
As of recent, like I don't know how I describe my sound.
Fucking bad bitches off a perky, had them bouncing the jaw. She my favorite, to take the drawers off. All talk, she know I'm against that, I can fall off. Bad bro, brother, daddy, had me on my ass. So sad time when she try to ask me for the info.
If we can get Cardi to hear it and he clears it, then I can drop it. You know what I mean? But until then, like, it's not my song, man. I'm gonna give it a break. That's a different day.
Fuck Cardi already is drunk.
What the hell?
I have a word with Cardi.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You tied with him like that?
Yeah, man.
Facts. I ain't know.
Shout out to her, man.
A lot of artists spend days writing one song. Do you know what I mean? Which is like completely normal in this industry. But I don't know. I feel like even when I started making music, like my first track, there was already like pressure for me to like send it back. But when I first started making music, like I was kind of just forced to like write the song right then and there, like finish my verse right then and there. You know what I mean? So I feel like I've always been kind of just like recording and finishing the song like in one session. But and yeah, I don't know. I don't like to spend too much time on like one track. I feel like I'm a real bad like perfectionist. So I feel like if I have the song done, like I gotta get that shit out, or I'm gonna change my mind. Do you know what I mean? And it could be fire, but yeah, like it would just bug me if I'm like on that track for too long, or do you know what I mean? Just certain shit like that. But yeah, now I don't tend to write music. Like this verse, I definitely wrote, but like in present day, I don't write any of my music. I kind of just punch it in, and I low-key picked that up off of Tory's streams. Tory never wrote anything, and I was like, nah, like I dead need that under my belt, you know, because you have guests and shit like in the studio, and people won't like people that aren't artists don't really understand like the process of writing. So you don't want to have them sticking around getting a certain image of you because the beat's just replaying over and over and over again. I'd rather like jump in there, get all my thoughts out, you know what I mean, how I'm feeling, you know what I mean, how, whether it's like I feel like stunning, whatever, like getting all that out right then and there, and then, you know what I mean, everyone's happy. So I feel like that's definitely how my recording process has changed from when I started to now. Yeah.
Fact. Let's play some old Amar cuts. Alright. Wanna start?
Yeah, if you wanna play K Charles verse. Turn it down. Yeah.
Some hard shit though, I ain't gonna lie. I kinda prefer this one more.
Do you remember this one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun.
Like,
Yeah.
Dancing with a dime, gon' get you over. Need a mood and closure, this a Bentley, not a Rover. Water on my wrist, gon' make a scene, I need a coaster. Slide through, how we gon' pop up unannounced, just like a toaster. Hold on, what I mean, I push the start, I need my keys. All this grabber in my jeans, won't make it past my 23. Ain't no P's and Q's, my homies pay their dues straight to the fiends. Q and turkey, new caboose, they go to reason, she ain't lean. Valentino on my body, money bleeding out my spleen. Ain't no Drakes inside that GD, how about stick a new Sakine? Wildin' out, don't do the photos. Punch the can like Rocky Boa. Punch the can like Tupac, boy, don't get no dance. He off for Coca, it get messy. Barcelona, off the juice like Arizona. Off the juice like Tusi, wavy and my boots gon' need a chauffeur. Who ain't using, send him over. Bring the coupe, then run him over. She gon' bougie, she like Jada London. She ain't fashion over.
Okay, how we in this bitch? Yeah, that's inability.
Obviously, I try not to put myself in a box or whatever, but I feel like I genuinely make like whatever I want to hear. And the people that fuck with me will listen to whatever the fuck I want to hear, because they'll want to hear the same thing. You know what I mean? So like, whether it's like some trap shit, like whether it's, you know, whatever it is, like some experimental shit, like I feel like people are gonna understand my sound. So yeah, like
It's kind of like whoever wants to hear your stuff,
Yeah,
whoever gravitates
100%.
towards your stuff, that's who you want to captivate.
yeah.
Crack a bitch, keep walking on, listen to that fucking trash. Fast and see my body, I told Twomey, gotta run it back. I call up Eric for that fit. We gon' tie Bailey, smack his dumbass with that stick. He was big and bad until he seen how that shit get. Take it as a threat and we can cause him havoc, bitch.
Been any like struggles in your music journey? Anything that's like held you back from creating what you want to create?
Never. I feel like I've known since a kid, like music's what I wanted to do. Even when I was in like high school and teachers were like, oh, like don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like they just be talking. Like realistically, if you want something, like you gotta put your all into this shit. You know what I mean? Like there was never a plan B. There was never like anything. So if I did run into a brick wall, if I did have writer's block or something, like I just can't let that affect me. Like music's like any other sport. Like you just go to train, whether that's like recording a song every day, recording a verse every day, like even writing something every day. Like you're gonna improve over time. And you're not gonna realize it until, you know, like you make that final product and you're like, oh, right, like I did that.
Yeah, you're like a persistent person. You're like,
100%.
you have to make it work.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
I will go through like 20 beats, like 30 beats. I'll be putting my producers like to the test for real. Like, just cause yeah, I'm real picky. Like, I feel like I'm a big perfectionist. I've always been like my biggest, you know, critic in a sense, but I feel like it's important to also be your biggest fan. So I'll make some shit and I'll listen to it. Even if I don't think it's my strongest work, like I'm gonna listen to it over and over and over again, because I just like the way I sound.
Stop, that was so cute. Oh my goodness. What?
I know this shit.
Girl, remember that shit I just said, bitch, I wanna get. Every time that I step out of crib, shawty wanna get. Soon as I jump out the jet, shawty wanna get. And that's why I just let you on red, bitch, wanna get. I'll be fucking with you.
Obviously, like I love to get into everything, you know, but realistically speaking, like I only know so much. You know what I mean? No matter how fly I am or, you know, like my steez or whatever, like I let people do what they're best at. You know what I mean? If I can add my 2 cents, I'm gonna do so.
You kind of want to give everyone around you like the opportunity to input their creative direction.
100%. Because it's a rare thing to have. You know what I mean? Like not everyone is as creative as Nick, or not everyone's as well spoken as you.
Girl, remember that shit I just said,